Dick Cox with Lindy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting. Nick, can you talk about you have waited for your chance? You had some guys ahead of you last year, but this is your time to shine. Can you talk a little bit about, your feelings on going in the season and about being the guy who's going to have to be the leader on that defensive line this year?
Over the past couple of years, sat down some great players like Tonka Hemingway, T.J. Sanders, Boogie Huntley, just learned a lot from them. So whatever I learned from them, these past couple of years, I'm gonna take it and apply it to this year. And as far as me being the leader, I've been in this defense for 5 years. I know the standard, know the ins and outs of what's going on. So just kind of bring the young guys along. Show them the standard of Gamecock football.
Stay in the middle on the second row.
When you think back to your recruiting process and you committed Coach Muschamp, obviously, and signed with Coach Beamer. What do you remember about your first impression of Coach Beamer? Like the first time you talked to him on the phone or met him? Like what can you recall about that?
He's a great guy. He's very intentional about what he wants to get accomplished. So like just winning and everything. Like he lives it. So. Like just his habits of coaching us and everything. Like I see it. Like he wants to win. So that's like my impression of him. He's about what he says he's about.
Stay in the middle on the back.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. How surprised was the team by Lenoris's success last year? He was something of an unknown outside of the program going into last season. And how does he? How has his leadership sort of resonated in the locker room?
I don't think that the team was surprised because like we saw it his very first year when Spencer was playing quarterback. It's just the matter of him doing it on a larger scale, on a bigger stage. So and his leadership is been great. He's the same guy. He's very consistent. He does everything right, and he just sets a great example for everybody.
Fourth row in the middle.
You mentioned Tonka, TJ, and Alex Huntley. What were some things that you learned from him that you want to pick up and take into your game this year?
I learned something from each and every one of them. So like Boogie was our leader for the past 2 years. So I just learned good leadership qualities from Boogie, and like TJ and Tonk, like those guys made a lot of plays, like just asking them like how did you get this done and like how to execute certain stuff, like just stuff like that.
We'll stay on the left side, third row.
Tyler Shaw with KBTX and College Station. How do you feel like the expectations around the team have changed maybe from when you first got to South Carolina?
Obviously, we from when I first got here, we were coming off they were coming off a 2-8 season, I believe. So like a lot of people didn't really have high expectations, but the more games you win, the more expectations that you receive. So we just continue to come in with a chip on our shoulder, continue to get better. Just all that last season was last season. We understand that it's a whole different story. It's a whole new team, so we got to, we got to do something different this year. We can't just live off last year.
Front row here.
You've kind of been in the shadows for your first 4 years at South Carolina, and you're going to be in the spotlight this year. What's the most important thing you want people to know about Nick Barrett?
I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna do what I got to do to help lead this team. So I just make sure I do everything that I'm supposed to do so I could, help others get to where they need to be at.
We'll go on the third row here.
What kind of identity do you think y'all will have as a defense here this year?
We're working to come out to be dominant as we were last year.
Go on the back row in the middle.
We just got to talk with Coach Beamer. Energy's infectious. What do you say about playing for him and just something that might surprise people who don't get to see him the way you do?
It's fun. Like it's fun. come out every day at practice. You know, it's just like that. We got core values. He has core values all over the wall. Like you see him when you walk in the locker room, and he has them posted for when we walk out the locker room. So we just live by those core values. You know, just go out there every day and practice.
Over on the right side.
Nick, you've played in a lot of SEC stadiums at this point, but how would you describe how Williams-Brice Stadium compares to some of the others, and what makes it unique?
Makes it unique. We got the best fans in the world. I mean, and like I can't really say how I want to say because like they're there for us. You know, it's not like it's a away team. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really answer that how I want to.
Left side, second row.
Kibi Huggins, WFB Channel 9 Sports Line. Lenore Sellers, he had an amazing freshman year. I'm pretty sure it's not any surprise the amount of money that was thrown his way his offseason, but he decided he wanted to stay home and compete with his brothers. Was it any stagger amongst the locker room when he decided to stay and compete with you guys?
Be honest with you, I don't really pay attention like other people's like financial obligations. I mean, but like I said, he's a great guy. So I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? That he wanted to stay here and finish what he started.
We'll go on the left side, third row.
What do you remember about playing Texas A&M? And, you know, how much you know, after kind of the game last year, looking forward to going to Kyle Field this year?
It was a great game. You know, they came out there and competed. We went out there and competed, and we came out up top. So it was good. And then going into Cal Stadium, I know that we're going to get their best, and we're going to bring our best.
Final question, left side, fourth row.
Hey, Nick, you guys lost a lot of production along that defensive front seven from a season ago. What's it been like building chemistry with an entire new linebacker unit, and who's stepping up in that room right now?
To build the chemistry, you know, like we just do stuff outside of football, you know, play the game with each other, you know, just joke around, spend time outside of workouts. Like, you know, we'll joke around in the locker room and stuff like that, you know, so things like that.
Nick, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.